Today I want to make a fun canvas covered junk journal with lots of tuck spots and pockets for photos. Welcome, it's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. So I wanted to make a little surprise gift for a new friend, and her name is Selina and she's 4 years old. And I thought my current kit, Lulu and Simba, would be a very good option for a little girl. And Selina also has a cat, so I thought this was just perfect. So let me show you first all the things I have already prepared. So I've printed 2 of my backgrounds from my Lulu and Simba kit, which you can find below. Maybe you've seen it in my last Plan With Me video as well. I printed those on canvas. This is the canvas I have. It's from Action. It's 280 grams, A4, 10 sheets to a pad. And they're just these sheets that you could also put in your printer. They are really, really cool to work with. I've used them in previous journals. If you don't have an Action, you can also find pads like this on Amazon. Just look for canvas for printing, for example. So this is going to be my front. It's going to wrap around like this. As you can see, I have distressed the edges. This is going to be the inside. So that will be like that. So my kits come with 8 background pages with images and 4 more plain background pages that you can put on the back sides, or as I'm doing here, on the inside of a cover. And in between these 2 canvas layers, I'm going to put this Amazon packaging paper. This seems super, super sturdy. It almost reminds me of Tyvek. So I think this is going to be a really nice layer within my cover, and I hope it's going to give me some of this beautiful sound. If you don't have packaging like this, obviously you can use other packaging paper, or what I would even suggest is to use a paper bag, which is what I would usually use for a cover. Then I have prepared 3 signatures. So I've printed the Lulu and Simba kit double-sided. So on one side I always have the image, on the other side I'll have one of my background papers. And oh yeah, what I didn't mention, what I did here as well, is you can see I've splattered all of my backgrounds with white gesso, so that all the white dots that you see here are not on the printable. And on the plainer, where is it now? Here. On the plainer backgrounds, I splattered some acrylic gold. Then I also added some coffee dyed papers in between. This is acrylic ink that I added while it was still wet. And then I added some stamping with Distress inks using this stamp set by Stampers Anonymous and Tim Holtz. It's called Faded Type CMS 397. I will link this for you below. As you can see, I've also inked up all of my edges here. I used walnut stain for all of my edges. So again, here you see the gold splatters on the back side. Here's another coffee dyed papers. These coffee dyed papers are a bit smaller than the others. In particular, they are more narrow. I just wanted to vary the size a little bit. So I have 4 pages per signature. So there's this one, another coffee dyed one, and this one. And the last signature, they're not in the right direction yet. So we have this one, this back side, and there's this one. Another coffee dyed one, and this one. Then I have also printed all of the ephemera from the kit on 200 GSM paper. I've obviously cut it out, inked up all the edges. Oh no, this is sticking. Why? Oh no. Oh, I think there was some gold paint. Okay, I'll have to do something there to cover that up. I guess that gold paint wasn't dry. Yeah, so I've prepared all of these. That took a moment. I've also splattered all of these with the gold to make them a little more fun and magical. And then I've also prepared these. Let me show you what I plan to do with these. So in the kit on one of the background pages, we have this belly band. And I printed this page twice. Once on, by the way, this is regular copy paper. So once on the copy paper and once on my 200 GSM paper, because I want to make this into an actual belly band so that I have the image twice. I'm going to glue this on top of the other one so that we can stick something underneath. And I've just passed this through my sewing machine. So I have two of these because I have two of these pages. And then for these, I have this here on one of the other backside papers. This one I printed on regular copy paper because I thought if I glue this down here and then fold it, I wasn't sure how well it would do with the thicker paper. So I thought I would rather do this. And again, I just sewed around here and those will become pockets. And I've already added my double-sided tape everywhere. So these are all ready to go. And actually I can already attach these. So now we have the pockets here. I think that's a lot of fun. I'll do the same thing for the second page. And I can go ahead and stick these on as well. Then I remembered I had made these Egyptian stamps out of foam a while ago. I drew the shape by hand and then cut it out with scissors, the inside with a craft knife, and glued that onto some heavy cardstock. Printed the image on the front so that I would know how it would stamp. The photos I want to add in here are from a trip to Egypt. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to add some of these to my coffee dyed papers? I'm not sure about the cat because I think the cat will be in direct competition with this cat, and I'm not sure that these two work together. But I think the other three symbols should work really well. This is the key of life. So I want to try stamping that with my Distress Oxides. So I'll try Seedless Preserves. I'm so organized. So many of you enjoyed my last vlog where I was organizing everything. I'm so happy that you got inspired to get organized as well. I've never tried stamping like this by adding the color to the stamp like this. So I don't know if it's going to work or whether I need to add some water to it. Maybe I should first try it on a separate piece of paper. So I'll take this paper first. Oh, that works a lot better than I thought. That's really cool. But maybe we should also try to compare it. But if I make this wet, it's gonna be wet, it's foam. I am super interested to see if it would look more artsy if I spray some water on it. I have to try that. So I'll add some more color. Then let's mist it with some water. It's messy, that's for sure. I hope it'll be worth it. Do we like this? I'm not sure. Okay, let me dry this and then we'll make a decision. So this one is definitely more artsy looking once it's dry, but I'm not sure I'm happy with this. Especially I think when I stamp more detailed images like this, this is not going to work. But what we could try instead is on this one to add a few drops of water and see if that will give us a more artsy effect. So let's dab those off. Oh yeah, that's also changing it a lot. Wow, I like this. Okay, so this looks really cool now. Yes, I think that's the way to go, and I'm so happy I tried that. The thing is that it's going to look different on each different type of paper. So obviously these are two different types of papers and you see the difference in the oxidation. That's why it's important to have swatches on various papers. This one is much better. I could just cut it out and glue it here. Or I could maybe do something else with this. I'm not sure if I made it better or worse now. I just added some doodling with a fine liner. But I really wanted to have this key of life on here because this is again a connection that we have, because we were on this Nile cruise together, and in one of the bazaars in Aswan we went to a jewelry shop together and I actually bought this bracelet here. So I really wanted to have this symbol somewhere in this journal. Oh, and another connection, I haven't shown you these yet. I'm kind of jumping back and forth here, but I just want to show you. So I've backed up all of the photos with cardstock, and the reason why I'm showing you this now is because on some of these you see these butterflies, and I chose the butterflies because Selena, the one I'm making the journal for, had a butterfly tattoo made out of henna that she got on one of the Nile excursions, and she had that here. She probably still has it. So I wanted to add some butterflies. I can't show you the photos because, you know, they're not of me. I don't have permission to show private photos, but you can see here I have a lot and they're all backed and very sturdy. So these are the ones that will go into all the pockets and everything that I have here. So much talking. I will continue to add maybe just a few of these to the other coffee dyed papers. Maybe I'll try my mini mister this time. Try to press it very, very lightly. Oh my goodness. Maybe I should just not mist it. Maybe I should just leave things as they are. And this Egyptian lotus flower represents the botanical gardens that we also visited, not together, fortunately, because we didn't go on that excursion, but I know they have been there because I've seen the photos. And my hubby and I went there a few days later. I'm just going to leave this as it is. So let's make the cover. So I have my canvas here. I want the cover to be just a little bit bigger than my canvas. So I'll cut it right here. Oh, that's right along where the seam is. That is perfect. Not that it really matters. And then I'll cut it right up here. This is the first time I'm making a cover or a journal where I have prepared everything in advance, and I'm really loving it. It's really nice to have all your parts ready. Let me know if that's something you do. I'm sure a lot of you actually do that already. So now I have this piece here, which opens up, obviously. I have this here and it's closed on the bottom, and I will leave it just as it is. But what I did not think about was that you see here, there's part of the white sticker peeking out, and I don't want that. So hopefully I can peel that right off. Yes. So I'm going to adhere the cover by sewing it on. Obviously you can also just glue it on. I'm just going to take some glue and glue it a little bit in the middle so that it stays in place when I sew it. And then I'll adhere the back side, or the inside I should say. If you're new to making junk journals and you don't have a sewing machine, that is also one of the things I would personally invest in, because the stitching adds so much to your projects if you like that kind of look. And if you're worried about not being able to handle a sewing machine, there are such cool tutorials on YouTube for beginners. Okay, so I will take this to my sewing machine and go around this a couple of times. So I'm back from sewing. I'm super happy with the stitching and everything looks fine, but I made a major mistake and I'm gonna have to do it all over again. And I'm happy I made this mistake so that you don't have to make the same mistake and get frustrated, especially if this might be one of your first journals. The huge mistake is not gluing the whole surface down thoroughly before sewing it. And you will see why when I fold it now. So this is what it's going to be like in the end, right? And you see this buckling here? That's because, of course, it's not adhered properly in the center. You see that? That is extremely annoying. And that is definitely not something I'm happy to give as a present. So I will keep this. I will do something else with it for myself. If you have an idea what I can put in here, let me know. I think it's super cute, so I'm happy to use it myself. So now I'm going to print these backgrounds again, fray them, distress them. Thankfully, I've used less than half of this packaging, so I can cut this again. And then let's do this properly. Maybe I should just use the other cover as a journal to document all the things I should not be doing. And consult that before I make a project. This now unfortunately needs to dry. That's what's going to take the longest time. It just took 15 minutes for me to get this far. So in the meantime, I thought I could go ahead and sew around some of these embellishments. By the way, I did not know a thing about sewing with a sewing machine until I started junk journaling. And I've also heard from viewers that know how to sew very well and have been doing like regular sewing projects with fabric, that for them it's really hard to switch to kind of like junk journal style sewing, because of course junk journalers like messy stitching and they are used to working so precisely. So for them it's a real challenge to get like this junk journal style, and I totally understand that. For me, this comes super naturally because I could not do a straight stitch if my life depended on it. So for me, this is just perfect. And by the way, some of the ephemera have already some faux stitching in the print. So this is not sewn, this is printed, while this here is sewn. So you see, even if you don't have a sewing machine, at least some of these have some of the stitching already on them. But in the meantime, because this is going to really take a while to dry, we could start working on some of the pages. So as I mentioned, I have 3 signatures with 4 pages each. So I'm going to start by just folding all of these. And I can use my vintage iron to get it creased really well. I hate ironing for real, but ironing paper like this is really fun. This is not hot, by the way. Someone suggested that I could try to heat this up with my heat gun. Let's just try this now. Yeah, it's barely warm. I think that would take a lot of heating up. Yeah, I'll just keep ironing with the cold iron. I found this at a local thrift shop. So this way I can see if the order I had planned actually makes sense once I have all 3 next to each other. So let's have a quick flip through to see if it seems harmonious. So here's my 3 signatures. So that's number 1. Number 2. And number 3, yes, I am happy with that sequence. So now the really fun part starts, where we can actually start with embellishing. The first thing I want to add is this Jan 2023, because January was the month where this trip happened. These letters and numbers come from this Thinlet set 665924. You can find it linked below, and I'm using the bigger size letters, which are 1 inch. And can we just take a moment to talk about glue? The perfect method to glue these down, of course, is with a thin metal tipped glue bottle, which is one of the reasons why I originally bought art glitter glue. So I have these two bottles and I cannot get either of them open. I even tried with a wrench, like they are completely stuck. So now I have hot water here and I'm going to submerge these. I don't know if this will help. It's worth a try. If you know any other method to get glue bottles open, please let me know, because this is super frustrating. I have this refill bottle and I can't use it because I cannot open these. Obviously, I could buy another plastic glue bottle with a different metal tip, but I have these. I don't want to buy a new one. So for now, I'll just use this glue bottle and do the best I can. Of course, there's too much coming out, which will squish out, which is exactly what I don't want. So I'll wipe some of it off. So that's all stuck down. Moving on, so here's our belly band. I could put something on here, maybe like one of those round pieces here. Those are round images when you see them printed on the ephemera sheet, but I don't have a circle punch in that size, so I used my scallop punch. So we could put that there and maybe put some lace or fabric underneath, maybe some white lace. So I have my jar with lace scraps here. My first piece is a winner. Let's roughen up those edges. Maybe some of this as well. Yep, that would go really well in color. How about some thread underneath that as well? I got this beautiful pouch here from my Egyptian friend in Cairo, Eman, because she heard me say in a video that I was struggling with my gold thread, and look what she did. This is so amazing. I think I have plenty. These are so gorgeous. Let's try this one. Thank you again so much. And this pouch is so cute as well. So we can then stick a photo underneath here. You can hardly see the thread, but it's a very cute, delicate accent. So here we need something bigger. For example, this card here. That could be a pocket. Make more sense to put it on this side so that we can easily take the photo out from here. And maybe we can add like a fun fabric tab. Look, I didn't even know I had this fabric. How cute is that for a children's journal? Maybe that's what I'll use right here. Oh, I could maybe double it up with this cute one. In case you're hearing weird noises, we have had storms here since last night and the wind is super crazy. I'm so happy I don't have to go outside. I think I want these two bunnies. So I'll use my pinking shears. Oh, I just realized I'm thinking wrong because I thought the bunnies would show, but actually those are the ones that won't show. So this we're going to have to put on a left side somewhere so that these two are showing. So we'll keep that for some other spot. So let's think this through again. We can take this one. That way when we fold it, yeah, we have the bunny. But I want something underneath, maybe just plain white. Yeah, I can take some from here. And I'll just stitch that on with my sewing machine. So now I can just glue this on. What might have been smarter is to not glue this side down so that it's a tuck spot, so we have more flexibility with the size of photo I'm going to add. But it's okay, this will be fine. On this page, I'm going to add one of these corner tuck spots with the flap and a piece of lace and a fun little button. And I'll sew that on with that same golden thread. So I'll sew right through the paper. That way I also don't have to glue on the lace. I just made a double knot and I am going to put a tiny bit of glue here just to make sure it doesn't open with time. That's not a tiny dot, Barbara. This one I'm going to leave. This one I'll leave for now as well. I can come back if I feel like I need more. On this page here, I'm going to add a piece of fabric and then I can put a photo underneath. And I have this beautiful one. Thank you again so much, Terry. How cute is this? And the colors are just perfect. So I'm going to cut this down. And I sewed this on here with some lace, and I'm going to first of all get glue all over my fingers, and second of all I'm going to glue this on here. On this page here I'm going to add another tuck spot. I got myself this one here. I haven't seen this in use yet, so I haven't ever seen how it looks once it's actually embossed. By the way, it has the number 665735. I will do my best to link that in the description box for you. This is what it looks like. And I tried it out last night for the very first time. Look at how cool this is. I wish you could see and feel the texture. It's absolutely stunning. Let me show you what the paper looked like in original. Actually, it's cardstock, not paper. So this is what it looked like. I just ran that through. I did spritz it a little bit on the front and the back. And then I took my blending brush and went over it with my walnut stain. And it looks so cool. I'm absolutely thrilled. So this is going to go here. I'll add this strip here as a belly band on this page, but it's a bit too plain for me, so let's add some more interest to that. I'm going to do that by using the Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous Stencil Hearts THS017. I'm not sure if this is still available on its own or at all, since it's one of his very old stencils. And I'm using the color Dusty Concord. So I will just more or less randomly add some hearts. Let's see if I can find an embellishment to pop on there. Ugh. It's a bit big, but it's also kind of cute. Butterfly. No, I'll go with the big flower. This one I will leave for now, as well as this one. Let's add something here. For example, this tag. Let's add something on top. So I found this piece of lace, which is absolutely gorgeous. It is very bulky, as you can see, but I'm going to do it anyway. I want this journal to have a lot of fun tactile elements for Selena to touch. So I'll just add that there. Oh, I should have put some gold thread underneath. Not everything has to have gold thread, Barbara. Okay, let's glue that on. And I just put the glue on the wrong side. So do I put it here or do I put it on another page? I think I'd rather put it on another page, like here. No problem. Does that ever happen to you? I could put that in my new journal. Always double check what side you're adding the glue to. I have a feeling that's going to become a very bulky journal. Okay, so what do we put here then? How about we add 2 of these pockets for small photos? Let's add some lace. Because why wouldn't we, right? And how about some really tiny buttons? Because you can never have enough bulk. Down here I want to put a darker one which has a similar color to these flowers, because that will balance those a little bit. This we have. This I'm going to leave for now. And this as well. So in the first signature we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we could stick another photo under here. So, but let's say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spots for photos. So that should work out really well if I keep doing as many as these, because I think I have 19 photos. So this has become a bit more bulky. I hope to see you back here for part 2 of this canvas photo journal. Love you guys. Mwah! Mwah! Here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake, I know about tomorrow. I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just wanna make it stop. Maybe it's something